Hello, my name is Caleb Owens, and I'm one of the career coaches here at Calhoun Community College. And today we're going to be talking about 5 factors to consider before choosing a major. And just so you know, the career coaches here work with the students on figuring out a pathway or maybe a method to decide what they want to do for career choices. So we're kind of going to go over some things to think about today. And we're not going to be long, so listen up, it'll be great. So what do you think the sequence should be for the following choices? College, major, or career choice? Is that the correct order, or should it be different? Now, personally, I think that instead of college, major, and career choice, it should be in a little bit of a different order. Think about your career first. What do I want to do? Then think about the major. What major is going to make me the most marketable? So what's going to be the most useful for you? And also, what college offers that major? If you think about it in that order, it kind of makes a lot more sense because you have your end goal in mind. So when you decide for your career, then the major would kind of fall under that, whatever you decide. And then choosing a college that offers that is usually a good rule of thumb for some success. All right, so as career coaches, we always love a good game. So we're going to do a quick exercise. So all you need to do is grab a pen and a sheet of paper. So I'll give you a second to do that. And what you're going to do is, in 2 minutes, write down as many careers as you can think of. Legal careers, jobs, any occupation that you can think of in 2 minutes. And then we're going to discuss it after that. So grab a pen and a sheet of paper. And we're going to get started. Alright, so you may be thinking that might have been a little more difficult than you thought before you started the activity. And personally, since as career coaches we work with middle school students and high school students and also college students, it's really interesting sometimes to see the number of responses and the type that we get. So, some of the ones that pop up a lot are nurse, teacher, lawyer, doctor, possibly fireman, CSI, investigator, farmer. But why do these come to mind? You know people that do them. They're really familiar. They might include some things that you want to do, and they may include some things that people you know are involved in, or things that you see on TV. Really, the first things that come to mind. But when you really think about it, there are over 35,000 job titles in the United States. So why is that important? Well, if you only have a really small group of careers in your brain to choose from, then that's going to really limit your opportunity to grasp what you really want. So I personally believe that the more options that you have at your disposal, then you can make the best and most informed decision. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about as we move ahead. So, the first factor that we're going to talk about is, where's your passion? You've probably heard people say this many times, and they say that you should get involved in something that you really enjoy, but not to be cliche, but if you're going to be at a job for, 5 days a week or 40 hours a week or however long it is, you want to do something that generally, that you're driven to do, that you enjoy. Because if you don't enjoy it, the money may be nice, or, the situation may be okay for a while, but if there's not something that makes you get up to want to go do it on a day-to-day basis, you're not really going to have a great time or be successful. So figuring out the things that you like, the things that you don't like, different career areas that are interesting to you is definitely important, because that's part of the road to success. Also, how much education is required. Now, this is a key because definitely for you guys starting here at Calhoun, there's a lot of things that you could do possibly in 2 years, or maybe a little more or a little less, and not have to transfer to a different institution. Or there's some things that you're going to start here, and some of you guys are going to transfer. But knowing what that end goal is will kind of help you work backwards in a sense, because if you know what you're eventually trying to get to, then you know, hey, I may have to go to school for 4 or 6 years to do a specific degree, or I only need to go for 2 years, do something else, get a certification, and then I'll be qualified to work. That's the real key. So doing the research on different careers and knowing what the educational path is, that's really important. Because like I tell some students, if you think you want to be a doctor but you hate school, well, there's really no way around that. Either you're not going to be a doctor, or you're going to be in school for about 10 or 12 years. So kind of got to bite the bullet. But knowing that information is really vital. What's the market? Nobody wants to find themselves without a job after graduation. I know from my experience, I was in that position, and it's not a lot of fun because I didn't do a lot of searching before I graduated. But for you, knowing what the market is for your particular major or what you're interested in is really vital, because you don't want to go into something in a particular area, or even if it's a region of the country, that there's not a high demand for whatever that job is. Because if so, you may have a degree and you may be qualified, but it may require you to relocate. It may require you to get maybe some further education, but doing that research on the front end, knowing how to market yourself is really important. Specifically in the North Alabama area, manufacturing's really booming right now. The technologies, of course, you guys know with the Arsenal in Huntsville, engineering is kind of a big deal. So knowing how you can be successful as it relates to your region is definitely a big deal. How flexible is the major? Will this, whatever you decide, will it eventually lead to whatever your career goal is? Because you don't want to start out on a path just to do something and then later on realize it doesn't give you a lot of flexibility to possibly change or do some other things. This can kind of be good and bad, because if you pick something that's really specific and it's kind of specialized, then, whenever somebody is seeking qualifications or something like that, then you might be one of the first people to pop up. But if you have something that's a little more broad, possibly you will qualify for a lot more things, if that makes sense. But the key is really thinking about, where you want to be at the end and kind of working your way backwards, if that makes sense. And lastly, what's the expected salary? I'd definitely be lying to you if I said, you know what, just think about what you want to do. Don't worry about the money, because it's not that important. But people have bills. You have bills, I have bills. And there's a certain lifestyle that we all want to live. But deciding, what that lifestyle is for you, or what's enough money, because that can differ from person to person, because that comes down to values. Is it enough to support yourself and feed my future goals if you plan on having a family? If it's just you, if you're going to be solo. So that's really important. But there's definitely ways to find out for many jobs what the starting salary is, what the average is, and what the top tier is for really accomplished people in that field. And I say when you put all these things together and just think of it as a work in progress, because it happens for different people at different stages, then I think you'll be able to make a really good decision, because you've got to consider more than one factor. So hopefully that will be useful to you. We have some resources here, as you can see on the screen. definitely a couple of good websites. MyMajors.com is a good one. CareerPathway.info. My Next Move is really great. ONET has a lot of good career resources, a lot of figures, a lot of stats, so that's good. There's also a couple assessments that are available on onetcenter.org/tools, and then Calhoun EDU /focus, which you may or may not already have gone over with in your orientation course. We offer that as a free course here. So maybe these resources will be useful to you, but like I said, we're here as a service, as a career coaches to the college, so you can contact us at careerservice@calhoun.edu, and we actually have 3 coaches here on the Decatur campus, and we will have 3 on the Huntsville campus. So we're here to serve you as best we can and to answer any questions. So hopefully this helped, and have a great day or night. Thanks.